President Biden, who is my former boss, I love him, I respect him. It was not appropriate for him to say that he was going to, at his age, that he was going to seek the nomination for this election. Whatever happens, the right thing for him to have done was 1 year ago to announce that he wasn't seeking the nomination. So we could have had a traditional open primary. I still think there's a hope for the Democrats to win. But if the Democrats don't win, I think it will erase the entirety of Joe Biden's lifetime legacy.
So I want to bring in Jamie, and then I actually also want to look at what either presidency might mean for India and for the world and for geopolitics. But just before that, one last comment on, the culture wars. The fact is, okay, I take Arnab or Seema's point, or even Vibhuti before that, saying that wokeness, quote unquote, is being attacked. The debate around the trans community is a very polarizing issue. But Trump did get up on stage also and basically impersonate oral sex. He got away with that. Trump also, a stand-up comic at a Trump rally in New York, spoke about Puerto Ricans being trash or likening them to garbage, to which Biden made a completely ill-advised comment saying Trump voters were garbage, to which Trump then donned, a jacket and kind of had, impersonated the sort of image of a sort of garbage truck driver and so on. My question really is, what are the Democrats doing wrong in not being able to deal with this somewhat Teflon quality to Trump's, some might call, why some might call it, to Trump's coarseness? He is often coarse. And while Arnab is correct in saying that there might be a double speak in how he is caricatured, he gets away with his coarseness.
Yeah, he gets away with it. And the Democrats have stepped right into every Republican trap. The Republicans this is the game plan of the Republicans, is to set these traps and to make this election about transgender bathrooms and surgeries and biologically male boxers beating up women in the Olympics and all of these other kinds of things. And the Democrats, by trying to be the party of extreme inclusion, have become a party where it's very difficult for people to say, hey, that just doesn't sound right. And so certainly in the early days on the border, certainly on issues with transgender, gender dysmorphia is a real thing. But I think many, many people in both parties, I think that the way that we're treating this has gotten out of hand. During the BLM, to have people were saying, yes, we all support equal rights for all people, but if you're looting Sephora, that's just wrong, and we should condemn it. And even right now, as we speak, there are pro-Hamas lunatics burning American flags in Times Square, not far from where I am. And so if the Democratic Party, where our party is a coalition, it is a big tent, but if we're not able to say, hey, this doesn't sound right, and the Republicans are goading the Democrats to stand up for these crazy far extremes, I think that's a really bad place for the Democrats. And it's ironic because the Republicans want to run on the culture wars. Economically, the college-educated, white men without college educations have benefited the most from the Biden actual economic policies relative to everybody else, but they feel like they've been screwed over. And I think that's the issue, is people don't really pay attention to policies as much as they pay attention to feelings. And I think there are certainly a lot of people in the poor white community who feel like, hey, wait a second, we're starting to feel like second-class citizens. And Donald Trump has spoken to those people and said, I'm going to be your champion, and I'm going to be coarse, and I'm going to be vulgar, but I'm going to fight for you. And that message has gotten through.